where I need to call. I've already called him.
If you have a Chase bank account, this is not just another warning video.
All the money that you had in there is gone, and you actually owe Chase $895.
I didn't initiate these transactions. My $6,500 is gone, and you're telling me I don't know what to tell you?
You think of your bank as being someplace that you put your money so that it's safe, but it's not safe.
The scams you are about to see are not fake internet stories.
$6,500 disappeared. Poof, gone. That's what a CBS 2 viewer says happened to his savings.
The father of four reached out to us when the bank just refused to put that money back into his account.
Jerome Foster is a self-described regular guy. He loves to travel and photography. England, Italy, France, just three of his beautiful favorites.
The hell you mean where I need to call? I've already called him.
But our story is ugly and likely takes place somewhere dark and scary. Cyberspace. Now, let's rewind a bit.
I've had an account with Chase for 25 plus years.
Recently, Foster discovered $1,000 missing. Chase reimbursed him for that grand, and then more oddities.
There were numerous transactions for small amounts less than $1.
Foster didn't worry about these Schwab and Wells Fargo and Robinhood subtractions because in each case, the money reappeared.
I didn't initiate these transactions.
Then a whopper.
About $6,500 and nobody can help me?
Yep, that's it. 2 transfers to a mysterious Robinhood account totaling $6,500. Plus screen grabs showing long calls to Chase customer service. The longest pushing 2 hours.
My $6,500 is gone? And you're telling me I don't know what to tell you?
Eventually, Chase did tell Foster something, and not what he wanted to hear. They found the transactions to be authorized. No adjustment to be made. Translation? Too bad. CBS 2 reached out to Chase. Within days, a resolution. The bank re-reviewed the transaction and determined Foster should be reimbursed.
I received $6,500 back into my account, thanks to CBS.
Today, we are going through real Chase scam stories that show exactly how these criminals operate, what mistakes were made, and how you can protect yourself. So, stick till the end, because the final story is one of the most shocking of them all. Scam Story 1, the $24,000 phone call. It started with what looked like a normal fraud call. A woman in New York answered a call that appeared to come from Chase. Not a random number, not some strange overseas call. It looked official. The caller ID matched the bank, and the person on the phone sounded calm, professional, and convincing. She was told there was suspicious activity on her account and that quick action was needed. That is the trap. The scammer creates fear first, and then offers help. In this case, that fake help ended with her losing $24,000.
It's a phone call a Mount Vernon woman won't soon forget. A phone call that drained her bank account of $24,000.
I don't fall for scams. I don't, but since it was the official Chase number, I answered it. She said, "Are you in Texas?" I said, "No." She said, "There's 3 wire transfers going out. You have to do a reversal in order to protect your money."
Chase sent codes to try and verify the transactions, and Lisa gave those verification codes to the callers.
She said that she was giving me codes to send it to protect my money. Like I didn't know I was sending it to somebody else.
Instead of protecting her money, Lisa transferred out $24,000. She went to a Chase branch where they reviewed her transaction.
He's like, "They spoofed our number. It's been happening."
We relayed Lisa's experience to Chase Bank, who says that call did not come from them. It was made using technology to spoof Chase's phone number.
The big mistake here was trusting the call just because the number looked real. But caller ID can be spoofed. A real-looking number does not mean a real bank employee. The safest move is simple. Hang up, open the official Chase app, or call the number on the back of your card yourself. Never trust an incoming call just because it looks familiar. Scam Story 2. The newlywed teacher who lost $32,000. The next case is painful because it shows how deep these scammers can go. A 28-year-old Texas teacher, Russell Leahy, said people pretending to be from Chase called him and told him there was fraud on his account. They did not just make one random call. They sent texts. They shared banking information that looked real. They made the whole thing feel official and urgent. He believed he was protecting his money. But instead, he ended up moving $32,000, his life savings, into the hands of scammers. He later said it felt like the end of the world. He had recently gotten married, saved carefully, and suddenly, that money was gone.
The real one that I have
It felt so real.
I just remember having all of my cash in my hand.
And happened so fast.
And then I'm trying to see.
28-year-old Russell Leahy said scammers called him, convinced him they were bankers with Chase.
It was my entire life savings.
Then got away with it all. $32,000.
It really felt like it was the end of the world for me.
Leahy is a local school teacher, just got married, stayed in on the weekends, never traveled, just to save that money to start a family.
Now we've entered into the world of living from paycheck to paycheck.
Leahy said the scammers pretended to work for Chase, called him, told him he'd been defrauded, and needed to move all of his money into a new account. They sent him texts and banking information that looked so real.
It has been extremely violating.
Leahy said Chase gave him back just over $2,000, wants them to make good on the other $30,000. But said he was told he's not covered by fraud protection.
I'm really looking and hoping to just move on with my life and not having to start over from scratch.
In an email to WFAA, Chase said fraud is when a person illegally accesses someone else's account, makes withdrawals, transfers, or purchases without the account holder's permission. A scam, however, is different, a deceptive scheme or trick used to cheat someone out of their assets.
I would rather me be the sacrificial lamb for the rest of these people and, maybe save, other people's money from being stolen.
Leahy said as much as he needs that money back, if he doesn't get it, he hopes this painful tale will at least encourage others to beware.
So I just hope that it doesn't end the way that this did.
A legitimate bank does not ask you to transfer your money to another account to keep it safe. If someone says that, stop immediately. That is not protection. That is the scam. And now here is the scary part. The next scam is even harder to detect because the victim actually tried to do the right thing and still got trapped. That is how sophisticated these scams have become. Scam Story 3. The couple who lost $42,000 even after calling Chase. A Florida couple, Tom and Ann Hill, said the scam started with what looked like a routine text message in January 2024. Ann did something many people would think is the safest response. She did not reply to the text. Instead, she called the customer service number on the back of her debit card. But then, minutes later, a scammer posing as a Chase representative called her back. According to the investigation, the callers had likely spoofed numbers to make everything appear legitimate. The couple said they did not hand over personal information, yet $42,000 still vanished from their Chase account through wire transfers. Investigators later said there was no way the bank should have authorized the transfers after comparing the real and fake calls.
This is the one that triggers everything.
It started with a single text message on January 18th, 2024.
I got that message first, and then I didn't call that number. I called the number on the back of my debit card.
But that text set off a chain of events the Hills never saw coming.
Did you authorize the money?
Absolutely not. Zero, 100%.
A few minutes later, their lives were turned upside down. After they got off the phone with the real Chase Bank, the scammer from the text message called and pretended to be someone working for Chase.
Ended up taking $42,000 total out of our banking account. And we explained everything to them. This is not us. We have nothing to do with this.
The Hills reacted quickly, but they say it didn't matter. Emails from Chase Bank show the first $20,000 wire transfer was denied. The second attempt was approved minutes later.
Within 10 minutes, you'll see it in the paperwork.
And then that's when you called. And the money was already gone.
Yes. It was gone. It was gone. They took it and gone.
The lesson here is bigger than do not click links. Even after you contact your bank, be careful about any follow-up call that comes in. Scam Story 4, the $160,000 life savings nightmare. The final story is the hardest to hear. Deborah Moss, a small business owner, lost nearly $160,000, basically her life savings, in a Chase-related scam that began with a text message. But this is what makes the story so chilling. The text messages were real Chase authentication texts. According to CBS News, scammers tricked her into reading back the codes from those genuine messages over the phone. That gave them what they needed to get past security and send out multiple wire transfers, some close to $48,000. In just 1 week, the money was gone. The mistake was sharing one-time security codes during a phone call. That should never happen.
She got a text saying her bank, Chase, wanted to know if she'd approved a $35 debit card charge from another state.
So basically, it's one of those fraud texts.
That's
Did
right.
you approve this transaction?
Yeah, that's all it was. Just a minor irritant in my day. And of course I said, no, I don't approve of it.
Then the phone rang, showing Chase Bank as the caller, she says. And on the other end,
hello, ma'am. This is Miss Barbara from Chase ATM. I'd like to know if it's okay if I give you a new card. And I said yes.
a new debit card. But she says the woman told her before she could issue it, she'd need to verify Moss's identity by sending her a text message and having her read the numbers in the message back to her over the phone.
And I would just repeat those numbers to her, and she'd say, "That's great. Thank you so much, Miss Moss."
Her new card was supposed to arrive in 1 to 2 days, but Moss says the next day Ms. Barbara called, saying FedEx was having trouble locating her home, something Moss says wasn't surprising to her since she'd just moved. Over the next week, Ms. Barbara called several times, Moss says, each time saying there was a problem with delivery of the card, and each time asking Moss to verify her identity by reading back the numbers from those text messages. Moss finally decided to go to the nearest bank branch 30 minutes from her home. And it was here, she says, a supervisor told her.
He looks up at me and says, "Oh no, Deborah, this has been a very active card. As a matter of fact, all the money that you had in there is gone, and you actually owe Chase $895. That's how I was told that somebody had taken all my money.
If someone asks for a passcode that just hit your phone, stop right there. Now look at the pattern in every one of these stories. The scam did not begin with hacking the bank. It began with something ordinary: a text, a call, a fraud warning, a helpful voice, a request to act quickly. That is the real weapon in these scams: pressure, fear, urgency, confusion. Chase says common warning signs include unsolicited contact, urgent language, spoofed calls, fake texts, and requests to move money into a new account. If you bank with Chase, or honestly with any bank at all, remember this: scammers do not need to outsmart the bank if they can trick the customer. That is why you should never trust urgency. Never trust a number just because it looks real. Never share one-time passcodes, and never move money because someone on the phone tells you it is for your protection. If there is ever a fraud warning, stop, breathe, and verify everything directly through your official banking app or the number on the back of your card. One rushed decision can cost years of savings. Stay alert, protect your money, and make sure the people around you know about these scams too, because the more real they look, the more dangerous they become. If this video helped you, subscribe, share, comment, and follow for more real stories and scam awareness content.